Oh yeah, gold and silver are looking good. I mean, just look at it. Sometimes that's all you can do, no matter what the price does. They're down a little bit, but silver is up. New record highs in other countries. Let's discuss the markets as we explore. Oh yeah, unlike your typical smackdown of gold and silver prices, they are down minimally. In fact, gold is down just $3.80 tonight, a 0.13% drop to $2,908.80. But for the week, they are up. Silver is down 21 cents, down 0.64% to $32.50. Now, you may remember $32.50 was the magic number for silver. If it stays above that, then this means it's solidifying a new support, and right now it's touching it. In fact, it just went up one shiny red cent right now to $32.51. Platinum is down, palladium is up, and rhodium is skyrocketed today, up over 8%, up $425 today. I may do a video about that later. We've got to find some information. Very tough to really nail down the rhodium markets. It's sitting at $6,000 per ounce right now. But you're not going to be able to find rhodium over at summitmetals.com. In fact, they are just in gold and silver right now. However, they are going to be expanding their selection of goods. They're thinking about even some other types of products to carry there. So stay tuned. And you never know, you might just find the best price available for whatever you're looking for in terms of stackable gold and silver at summitmetals.com. So check them out when you get a chance. And so what's going on here today with the markets? Well, Reuters is reporting that gold prices have eased a bit today, but we're poised for a weekly gain due to safe haven inflows and U.S. job reports revealing lower than expected job growth in February, suggesting that the Federal Reserve is on track to cut interest rates later this year, because they're not going to happen right now. But that is essentially hurting gold and silver because of that, if they lower interest rates, that means that, if they keep interest rates high, rather, then that kind of hurts gold and silver. But nothing really has changed there. But the ever-shifting tariff policies, I think, are, because there's been a reprieve, another month reprieve on auto tariffs against Mexico and Canada, and giving them more of a chance. But remember, he's using tariffs essentially as a negotiating tool to try to bring things in line and giving some preparation. I think he's going to implement some of these, but it's going to give organizations a chance to adjust to it, rather than just being slapped on, even though there has been a month in preparation for it thus far. So there's a lot of factors that are coming into play with this. Now, gold prices have settled higher, and gold futures have settled a little bit lower today. But the U.S. dollar index tumbled to a 4-month low and is heading for its steepest weekly decline since November of 2022. And that makes greenback priced bullion less expensive to foreign buyers. And notwithstanding, silver has reached yet another all-time high and adjusted for other currencies here recently. So where is the dollar index now? It is now a 103.77. We've not seen that in a while. It's down another almost half a percentage point today, leaving the dollars weakening against silver and gold. So silver and gold down a little bit today, but the dollar down even more today. So there's where that is. So weaker than expected number for employment is giving gold a slight boost. Also, weaker dollar for the week right now is helping, according to Bob Habercorn, senior market strategist at RJO Futures. A Labor Department report showed that the U.S. economy added 151,000 jobs in February, compared with a rise of 160,000 expected by economists polled by Reuters, whereas the unemployment rate stood at 4.1% compared with expectations of 4%. Now, what is contributing to this? Well, it is the Doge factor. That's right. Because what has propped up the economy over the last 4 and even really 6 years? It is government spending. The government injection into the stock market and into overall the market itself is coming from the public sector, which is the government. And that's funded by you, folks. That's right. And Scott Bessent, the new Treasury Secretary, has said as such that there is going to be a shift. We're going to see a little bit of a pain, essentially, through this transition. But private injection of goods and services into the economy is far better than with the government. So this is part of that shift that we're seeing now. Think of it sort of as a detox. And that was what he had used with this injection of federal money, and especially with the Inflation Act, which actually caused inflation to increase. The market is currently in a consolidation phase, with safe haven interest providing ongoing support, according to Peter Grant, Vice President and Senior Metal Strategist at Zaner Metals. Fed Chair Jerome Powell earlier in the day said that the Federal Reserve will take a cautious approach to monetary policy easing, adding that the economy currently continues to be in a good place. Despite being an inflation hedge, higher interest rates may dampen non-yielding gold's appeal. That's right. The market is currently pricing in 76 basis points of Fed cuts by the end of the year, starting in June. China continued its gold purchases for the 4th consecutive month in February, according to what the People's Bank of China data had showed. So let's get into what's going on with silver. It's going mainstream, according to this piece at the Bullion Vault. And with the silver prices setting fresh record highs outside the U.S. dollar, investing in the precious metal is inching towards mainstream, reports The Economist magazine, as leading analysts forecast a wide deficit of supply to meet global demand for the 5th year running. Yet another new record for silver industrial demand will help offset weaker jewelry purchases dented by silver's strong price rise, according to analysis from specialist consultancy Metals Focus for the Washington-based Silver Institute. Like silver's industrial and other productive uses, led by ongoing structural gains in green economy applications, such as silver solar energy technology, silver bullion investing is forecast to rise by 3% by weight in 2025, according to the Silver Institute, because as Western investors adjust to new price levels, fresh investments is expected to improve and profit-taking will also ease. Mining output will rise 2% and scrap recycling will rise 5%, according to this outlook by Metals Focus, cutting the gap between total supply and global demand by 1/5, but still sizable historically. So there you go. And when you think about what's happening there with the rise in recycling and mining output, you have to also think about we're on the cusp of a recession, according to the Atlanta Fed, with a 6-point swing from positive to negative. Now, if we see another report like that in the next quarter, we will be in a technical recession. And many people are already feeling it that are not affected by some of these federal dollars. No question about that. We're being affected by inflation. And so there's real problems going on here. And we need the private sector to get us out of this. We need to unleash the private sector. And I think that is part of what is happening with this shift, with Doge cuts and other things going on there to inject liquidity, especially when we see these tax cuts continued to be extended. I think that is going to help. But nonetheless, it's status quo if we do that. So I think there's got to be something else, and maybe even further tax cuts would help, and incentives to get the economy rolling again. I think in a sense, domestic production will help to some extent. I think that's what the tariffs are about, and the shifting of the pain from jobs outside of the United States to jobs inside of the United States. Now, these record high prices, I've got here shown Australian gold and silver. And Australia is one of those nations that have been seeing record high silver prices over the last weeks and months here. Also in the United Kingdom as well, and other places. There are several countries where this is happening. And I think it's something else to see, and pretty amazing that other than the United States, silver is doing quite well in these other nations. So, setting its highest annual average price since 2012 at $28.20 per troy ounce last year, silver bullion set a new all-time annual high in UK pounds and the euro at 22 pounds and 10 cents, or 10.10, and 26 euros and 13. Silver in February set a new month average nominal high in pound sterling at 25.68, topping April 2011 by 1 penny, and set its highest euro equivalent average since its historic peak at New York at 1980, based off the Deutsche Mark conversion rate at 30.91 euro per ounce. That still left the precious metal far below those tops after accounting for inflation, and barely a third of the month average, plus a January 1980 in real terms. So that's something that you have to keep in mind too. But still, it's a positive sign for silver around the world. In 2025, of 24 of the 25 analysts entering the silver price prediction into this year's forecast from the LBMA are bullish. The other projects that silver's average price will match 2024's decade record in dollar terms, and also foresees an intra-year peak above $40, almost 25% higher than current levels. Well, I'm not quite that far. I think we're going to see $36 by the end of the year, but we'll go on here. Silver is to outperform all precious metals in 2025, according to LBMA survey's most bullish silver forecaster, strategist Nikki Shields at Swiss Bullion Refining, the finance group MKS PAMP, predicting an average price of $36.50 per ounce, higher than silver's nominal 2011 record of $35.11. Shields points to synchronized central bank rate cuts, a more supportive China and U.S. macroeconomic backdrop, still strong for solar demand, and ultimately a lower U.S. dollar. I'm not quite as bullish, but a point is made here that silver is very close to its nominal 2011 record of $35.11. So, folks, we're doing okay with silver at $32.55 right now. It's recovering some of the losses in this Friday afternoon and late trading. We very well could see it close right around even, or maybe down a dime or something like that. $32.55 was where it is right now. So priced in the dollar, silver so far has averaged $31.32 in 2025, and it's currently averaging 25.11 pounds in sterling and 30 euros in euros. So silver also set new annual record in Indian rupees last year, with a fresh month average high of 900 per 10 grams in February. But despite the industrial useful precious metals new price highs, Indian silver imports have jumped, says Metal Focus, up 37% in January from 12 months before the heaviest New Year's inflows since 2008. So there you have it, folks. An amazing report here for today. Prices are down, but you know what? Here in the United States, but they're doing pretty good in other countries for silver, and gold and silver holding their own. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Hope you found this video informative, insightful, and educational. Would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.